have tendencies.
You can't be a hoe if you change your story. If you flip the new chapter in your, if you don't want to be a hoe no more, you can change that. It's just like if you don't want to be, if you don't want to do something, you can always have the free will and the choice to change it.
Listen. Same scenery, same girl, different time, hair wrapped up, different outfits. So this is part 2. Obviously, if you click the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. We getting right into the video. Where we left off, I know where we left off too. We were talking about body counts and how it devalues a woman's worth.
Were we talking about it?
We were talking about that. We were talking about how we thought body count. You said body count doesn't matter or shouldn't matter.
I didn't say that.
What were you saying?
You the one got the footage.
I said based on how many bodies a girl has determines if she's a wife or not. Mm-hmm. And I think you were trying to go against that. You were trying to say what she did in the past shouldn't matter. But as men, we care about the past, and girls care about the future.
Is that your logic?
That's what society.
That's what not all men think that way.
A nigga, if a guy that's willing to wife a girl that's a hoe, he's usually
how?
A girl that's
a hoe in the sense of her past. She was a hoe in her past.
That's how you.
Because you could have been a hoe in your past.
But that
don't make you not as worthy in your present.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, right? Society has different rules, right? So we're upheld to different shit. A guy's respected more if he has more things, if he acquired more.
Why are you allowing society to?
But it's the truth, though.
It's against. That's what I'm saying. We in the age of Aquarius right now. It's not about what society feels.
So it's
about you setting your own lane.
So do you feel like
have your own way of thinking? Because society think one way, don't mean you gotta jump on the thing and think that way as well. Right. You can
but
change
me personally, I still don't want my woman to have a high body count.
Personally, I can only respect that. That's you personally, but you can't speak for every man.
Most guys don't want a girl with a high body count.
You still can't speak for
most guys. I promise you. I can call any nigga on my phone and he gonna tell you.
I mean, of course, that's what you attract. Your niggas that's in your phone is probably niggas that's probably think just like you in a sense.
I can make a poll on Instagram.
And the people you follow probably just as think that way. But the age of Aquarius is what I keep speaking on. It has nothing to do with societal standards and shit that's traditionalized. And
so you don't think body count matters to being a wife?
I feel like if she's still fucking around right now, like if you meet her and she's still in that type of time, yes. But you can't hold no one to their past. You can't do it.
So then a girl that has 100 bodies and a girl that has 0 bodies, that's the same. Is that what you're saying? A girl that has been ran through by 100,000 niggas, and a girl that hasn't been touched.
Where's that at? Can we be realistic though?
There's girls that's out here fucking
100,000 bodies though.
300, 400, my fault. 400 bodies. There's girls that's really like that. I promise you.
I'm sure no man wouldn't even want to.
But there are guys that do, because they don't have that masculine frame where it's like, oh yeah, I know what I want in a wife.
Well, we talking about the men that actually pursue women that have a body count or she have a past where she may have. I ain't saying 100,000, but she, you know what I'm saying, she have a past. What
do you consider a past though?
In this sense, we're talking about body count. So say she used to say her body count, is like 20, 15.
How old is she?
She probably in her 20s or her 30s. Like, it is what it is. I feel like whenever you meet a person, you should see them with a fresh set of eyes. You shouldn't see a person the same way. Like, everybody you meet, you should see them, at least try to see them with a fresh set of eyes. You shouldn't come in with nobody pre-perceived, because you wouldn't want nobody to do you like that.
Absolutely.
Right, and that just settles that. You wouldn't want nobody to do you like that, so why would you pre-perceive a woman just because of her back?
I'm still... Because listen, if I'm willing to build an empire with you, I gotta know how your mind is structured.
And I feel like this not even a conversation, because this is just you basically telling the women that's gonna be watching this video your standard. This is not something we can debate about.
I think
because that's your own personal.
Most men that got their
perception.
head on right, as far as looking for a wife, and had some kind of male figure in their life, they think in the same way.
You think?
Would you let your
You
successful son, the son that's doing great, a CEO, go and wife a girl that's a hoe instead of a girl that's been
What? Okay. That's what I'm saying. And that's what you're not listening. If she's like that still in her present time, but we was speaking about her past. I'm not talking about her in her present. Now if she's in her present, she's been a hoe and she's still out here fucking but not with my successful son. But if she had a past where it wasn't as, you know what I'm saying, she didn't uphold, people are ashamed of their past. People
I think we need to ask
anybody can change.
You know what would be fire? If we could bring someone from the sidewalk in and ask them a question. That would be fire.
Do it.
That I think I would fuck with, because I think we just going back and forth. But if we get a sidewalk,
no, it's like it's like
I don't give a.
It's like saying that.
I don't give a fuck if it's now or 10 years ago.
It's like saying
if she was fucking.
It's like saying a person that was on crack can't have a changed story. They can't say they can't change their story. Like it always got to be that way. Like her story always got to be that way. It can't never not change.
Bro,
she can't ever change and flip a new chapter and say this is me.
Can't.
You can still uphold her to that past. At the end of the day, she don't gotta uphold herself to that. Now, present, if she's still fucking
once
around,
you a hoe, you always a hoe.
Yo, you sound so fucking immature, bro. Like, it's
really
see,
this is what I be talking about, y'all. Anytime you
immature,
fellas, like anytime you bring a body count into a thing, girls say it's immature. Every single time.
No, it's not about
every single time. It is.
Give a fuck about body
that's
count.
That's the whole
At
conversation.
The day, I'm saying of her past. I'm saying how you speaking about it of her past sounds very childish. Like you're trying to.
That's how I'm a value. That's how I'm a value.
We need to go to another topic because that's your.
Nah, we need a sidewalk.
That's your personal.
I need somebody from the. We need a.
That's your own personal opinion. That's your own personal standard. You can't put your own personal standard on a broad topic. You can't do it. You always going to be fixated on what you see. That's not being open. You're only seeing it in your way.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't know though. I guess you're right. I don't see it. Most men are not gonna say this. They're not gonna say the opposite.
We'll see when people watch this. The comments. We'll see.
Nah, that's a fact. I dead ass do want somebody from the sidewalk though.
Ask him.
I thought we were asking a guy.
Somebody that's open-minded, that's able to see all sides of it, not just what the side that you.
What other side is there? She a hoe or she not?
The side that I just spoke about. No, it's not about her being a hoe. It's about you speaking to her in the present. Yes, okay, she could be a hoe, whatever, cool. But her past, you meet a woman, she had a past of whatever it is. Then you meet her and then she's not that way. You know what I'm saying? She's focused, she's driven. You know what I'm saying? She's on her shit. She's looking for a man. She's looking for somebody to really be, connected with, in tune with. You can't hold her to her past.
You could be a hoe and still do all that shit. You have tendencies.
You can't be a hoe if you change your story. If you flip the new chapter in your book. If you don't want to be a hoe no more, you can change that. It's just like if you don't want to do something, you can always have the free will and the choice to change it. That's just like saying, I'm only bound to one thing. I'm only bound to one part of myself. So that's crazy. Evolution, bro. You need to get into it.
You telling me
evolution is crazy.
You telling me a girl that got 400 bodies.
So you're not realistic.
That is realistic. But you're not thinking there's really girls like that, bro. You're not thinking.
Have you met one?
Yes.
Okay.
There's really joints like that. You think girls out here just be having 2-3 bodies and that's it?
That's what I'm saying. You'll believe anything you hear. Like who's really counting 400? Who's really counting 400?
This is what I'm trying to explain.
Like who's keeping up? Niggas don't even know their body count. So you think a woman gonna care enough to be like, yep, that's 399?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's levels to this whole shit. This is what I'm trying to break down to you.
Oh, you might as well be the whole fucking master if you know you the hoe out here. This is the hoe, y'all.
Why am I a hoe?
This is the hoe. Because you know about hoes. Somebody's levels to this whole shit. Like you the hoe. You gotta if you know so much about being a hoe, that means that you a hoe.
Nah, not necessarily.
Yeah, because that means you only feel like you can speak on being a hoe. Like you know about it. Can't nobody debate it. Can't nobody say how they feel. It's, you know it. It's levels to this. It's this. That means
but you saying be realistic. Like, girls really be out here with bodies, bro.
Bodies in the sense of 400 plus.
Even 50, that's crazy. 50's not crazy.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you that her body count shouldn't be that way, but I'm saying at the end of the day, if that woman is not on that type of time anymore, why would you still hold her to that? Period. She don't want to do this. She wants a man now. She's worked on herself. She's went through her journey. Everybody have to.
So all those gangbangs that she was in, all those times where she might have got fucked one dude one day, fucked another dude the other day, right? That's all supposed to go out the window, and the guy's supposed to be like,
everybody.
You know what?
Yes, everybody gets a clean slate. That's what the fuck it's called.
That okay.
Thank you, babe.
Yo, can we ask you a question? Oh, you don't got no guys with you. We could get a girl's perspective. I don't mind sharing another girl's perspective. I do want a guy though. This is getting juicy. I like. So you see how the leg is. You know what I'm saying?
It's just really fucking. Y'all, it's hot.
Yo,
it's hot.
This is perfect. I love this. This feels good.
It's really hot.
I feel good on my skin. You don't feel good? Yo.
She's not coming.
No, she's not.
Cause she don't want to talk to you. Cause you don't know how to open your mind. Your mind is so like closed.
Even if you have a crazy amount of bodies, once you are ready to settle down, it's a clean slate. It's almost like you're back at zero. That's what you're saying.
You goddamn right it is. That's with anything.
Yeah, can we ask you a question?
Let me ask them the question.
Okay, you can ask.
You're gonna try to put it.
Let's go. But you guys have to get in the camera.
Okay.
So we got the camera lined up right here. We're doing a little podcast questions.
Okay.
We were talking about the first day. We were talking about spirituality.
Okay.
Then we broke it down into like finding partners, and now we have. It's really controversial question. I'm gonna let her ask them.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her ask.
So basically.
You're gonna have to hand her the mic.
Okay, yeah. So basically, we were speaking about in regards to. He was saying that a woman. We was talking about body count.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Body count in the sense of.
So this is
because you ain't gonna try. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Now we getting juicy.
Yes.
Let's go.
He was.
You don't have no idea.
No, for real, because I really like Okay, so body count.
Okay.
He was talking about body count, and he was basically saying no man, in modern day, and society will be with a woman if her body count was 300 plus or
An obsessional amount, like a crazy.
it was a crazy amount, and I'm like, okay, well, if that's her past, you shouldn't hold someone to their past because everyone is able to have a clean slate. Like, you shouldn't hold a woman, oh yeah, she had 300 plus bodies in her past, if she was a hoe in her past, whatever the case may be. But then you meet her and she's evolved, she's changed. So he feels like once a hoe, always a hoe, and ain't no changing it.
You can be a reformed hoe. You can be
right?
She's still a hoe, but
Thank
you could be
you.
a reformed hoe. But let me say this: I don't think it's anyone's business about how many men a woman's body count.
Right.
If a woman reveals her body count to her significant other, that's her bad, because it's really none of his business.
Right.
Who she was with before, and go ahead.
What if he asked?
Then I would say it's none of your business.
Because he feels
I
like
want his
he
opinion,
can't
so-
be.
I
He
want
feels
his
like he can't
opinion
be with a
bad.
woman if she's had a past of like an overly.
So if she doesn't tell you her body count, you're gonna have an issue with that. You're gonna hold it against her.
I feel like what you are is what you're gonna portray, and it's like you're gonna have those tendencies. So I feel like, for example, if a woman's always seeking attention from other men or trying to go to the club every weekend, they have them tendencies, then I'm gonna see it eventually. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna portray herself as what she is, and I can't be around that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't, but at the end of the day, you are what you attract. So eventually, the energy's not gonna connect.
Right, because you have to consider
Right.
what made you attracted to that woman in the first place.
Right. Because sometimes it is lust. Sometimes it's just the looks. Oh, like she's beautiful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She is smart. Just because you're a hoe doesn't mean you can't be smart. Doesn't mean you don't have a potential.
hoe.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Being a hoe doesn't mean
that doesn't. They don't go hand in hand.
They don't.
Right.
Yeah, no, for sure, no.
Someone's,
No.
you know, sexuality in terms of how they choose to express themselves.
Right.
I agree with you. It doesn't go hand in hand.
No, not at all.
But you're saying from a male's perspective that if your woman has a lot of bodies
In her past.
that you can't be with her, or
This is from doing research as well. When you have sex with someone, you exchange a lot of energies.
Absolutely.
Correct? So if you exchange all these energies with all these different men, it's usually harder to connect and make a bond with that significant other that you have.
but what about
men?
Yeah, what about
We're
men?
not.
What about men?
We're not designed like that though. It's
It's
different.
still energy.
It's still energy.
We're not
Energy is
designed like
energy.
that,
It's masculine and feminine is energy. It's not a gender.
Uh huh.
It's
And
masculine
men
and feminine
possess
energy.
feminine energy and
And
masculine
masculine.
energy.
But I feel like guys, it's more when a guy.
I think you're speaking from the emotional standpoint. Men are not as emotionally attached to
Right.
sex, so I think.
But I feel like even with emotions, like I feel like when it comes down to sex and emotions, it's I get it, but it's really all energy.
Yeah.
Because it's a tie. It's something that you're
exchanging. Yes.
So the emotion
one part is going into the other part.
Yeah, so the emotion part really comes with both, because a man could be in a very emotional, not in a space where he's giving that woman anything emotional, or he could be in a space where he gave her something emotionally that was damaging. So he can exchange with her in an emotional level too, not just the woman only being able to receive and be,
Responsible
for her emotions. No,
Yeah.
it's a two-way street.
So speak to the male. So if a woman is with a man that has a high body count, do you feel as if she should feel the same exact way? Like she can't be with that man because he's had a lot of women he's been promiscuous?
If that's her standards, yes.
Mm-hmm.
If that's her standards, but like we were mentioning too, a society, how we're viewed too is if a guy has this, if he acquires that, and this, and the girl has youth, beauty, and lower body count, then that's how, in a sense, that's how we get valued. Or if a guy's rich or he has this, and that, that's how we were valued as well too. You know what I'm saying? And traditionally too, women weren't really seen to be out and be super promiscuous. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I just
That's
don't
why I
feel
was
like.
telling you about the age of Aquarius. Like everything is changing, evolving. Like the women
I
has
just-
been so suppressed for so long that she can't, she can't have that freeness about herself in the sense of her sensuality, or like you said, being promiscuous, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be
it has a-
traditionalized or systemized.
But the language, like even calling it promiscuous.
Right?
Yeah,
like what
it's
is
like
this
being
her-
promiscuous.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just has
why
such a
is it?
negative
Yes.
connotation.
It's the way
Yes.
it's
Why
your
can't it just
perception.
be- just be.
Yeah,
That's
she's
how
just
men look
her.
at
Women
I
enjoying their sexual freedom in the
Exactly.
same way that men enjoy their sexual freedom.
But then you expect a man to just be like, all right, I'm gonna sit down and wife this, and after you gave the same energy you gave to all these other men.
But how is the man coming to the table?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying, but that's how you hold your standards. That's how most men. That's what I'm saying. Like most men are looking at girls at that. You know what I'm saying? At that frame, like okay, we're looking like most men do that. All right, how many bodies?
Because men can go out and do whatever they
That's
want.
why it's whatever standards girls hold against the guys too. Though
But they
most
always say
girls
the
don't
woman-
care about
the
that.
woman is the one that
Most-
chooses.
Because most
She's
girls.
the one that chooses. You could do any.
Yeah, for
any
sure.
man can do anything to be with a woman. He could take her out. He could fine dine her. He could do it all. He can give her the best love, all
But
this.
if
She
doesn't
still
want him,
chooses.
if she does
Right.
not want him,
It's
no
the
matter
power of her
what
choice.
he does,
Exactly.
she's not going to accept him.
Exactly. So like the only thing I'm getting to is the fact that if that woman's past was a particular way, everyone can turn the page in their
Absolutely.
book, and she could do the self work, the inner work. That's just like saying that she don't deserve a new story. She don't deserve to change her story. She don't deserve to say this is the me. This is the evolved me. Yeah, in the past I was this.
You
this,
still
that,
could be
and
a
the third.
great person, but you still gonna be a hoe. That's what
How?
I'm saying.
have
You still gonna be a hoe.
Have
Can't
you
be
heard
a-
of
You still gonna be a hoe.
Have you heard of the author Karen Steffens? Her nickname is Superhead. So she is called she was a video vixen. She has a book called The Confessions of a Video Vixen. And in the 90s and 2000s, she was that chick in all the videos. So she slept with, you know, Jay-Z, like most of the major rappers from the 90s to the 2000s. So recently, New York Times bestseller, the book is, all of that. And that was 20 years ago. So she is reformed now. So she's not in that lifestyle. She left it behind. She wrote this book to say, hey, I used to be this, and that on drugs, wilding out. And now, you know, I found God. I have a child. And wait, let me finish. Found God. I have a child. I'm good to go. Don't hold me to the standards of my past, because I am a different woman. I have evolved. So that's when she was in her 20s. And now she's in her mid 40s.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's living a whole different lifestyle.
Because we all can be reborn.
And she changed her name. You know, she's not known as Superhead. She goes by her birth name, and that's how she's moving now. But there's still people who want to hold her to you still Superhead, like you still did that,
and people
as if people don't get a chance to change their story.
You can still be a great person, but you're still a hoe.
So let's.
Once you murder somebody, you're always a murderer. You could go out and read a book, write a book. You could give out lectures. You could go to Princeton. You could still be a great person. But that's in your past. That's what you did. You could turn a new leaf.
That's what you did.
That's what you did.
That's not what you're doing now.
Yeah, you can stop being a hoe, but you're still a hoe. You can still you still have that in your resume. You're still a hoe though.
Yeah, but you said once
you can stop doing
always a hoe.
You can stop doing hoe stuff, but you're still a hoe.
No, I don't agree.
No.
I don't agree with
You
that.
said you said
once
you went to the chat, you said, oh, it's a hoe.
I did say that because it's really around this stigmatism.
Oh my God, I need part 3. Oh my God.
I feel like
we need a guy. We need some guys in here too. We need some guys.
Her present, like if she's still like upholding
doing the
that,
same thing,
then yes, she's a whole presently. But if she's in the past, let me hold her to that.
Let me give you a perfect example.
Yes.
If I'm an alcoholic, I was an alcoholic, addicted to alcohol.
Yes.
And I do the work. I give up alcohol. I go to my AA meetings. Am I still an alcoholic?
No, but you were an alcoholic.
I was an alcoholic.
That's what you can get labeled
longer,
that.
I'm not drinking anymore. I don't drink. So I'm still an alcoholic.
You still labeled as that. Yes, some people are still labeled as you as that.
When
the conversation comes up,
that ain't our problem.
When the conversation,
we can't uphold to what other people some people think and how they're gonna feel. It's not it. Okay, it's always gonna be two sides of the spectrum. You're gonna have the negative and the positive. Always, you're gonna have the people that still see you of your past. That's just with anything. It's still people right now in your life that still see you as ODK. I promise you that, because they will never know how to let go of certain versions of you. But that's not your job to convince them, or even try to
But that's
expect to even make them feel away.
Oh my God, I need you back up. I wish my uncle was here.
If I come in, I'm not gonna be your backup because
I'm already seeing you nod your head. I'm not seeing your. If I had my uncle here, oh my God.
Before we leave, here's a question.
Oh my God.
I think men like to. I'm using what you're saying. I think men like to say, okay, so you're coming to the table with all these body counts, as if you're coming to the table with nothing that I could criticize you about. You aren't coming to the table as the woman. You're not coming to the table with anything I could criticize you about.
Right.
However, I'm not going to be with you because of your body count. Right. Now, brother, what are you coming to the table with that I could criticize you about?
What am I coming to the table?
Because I'm sure there's something.
I'm sure, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sure.
So I think that's where when we start judging people about whether it's sex, whether it's, you got bad credit, you don't have a job, you can't take care of yourself, like whatever the case may be, right? But we want to solely focus on the sex part of it. And I think that's where things get a little funky with guys, because all they're thinking about is you done slept with this, and that person, right?
Yeah.
And you're not thinking about all the things that you're either coming to the table or not coming to the table with. So I think that's where it's a real problem.
Yeah, I like that. That's
absolutely a problem.
I think it's the seriousness of that too.
Now you have to think about too, yes, energy. I'm completely understanding when you have sex, there's energy that is exchanged. but can't you detox when it
Yes.
comes to your food? We detox, right?
Exactly.
We eat all this processed. I want to be better. I want to feel better on the inside. I'm going to juice. I'm going to stop eating this. I'm going to stop eating that. So I've been in situations where, because I like to talk about sex before I get into sex with someone, right?
Right.
So yes, let's talk about some of our experiences. If you've had a lot of sexual partners, or if you have just slept with someone, I'm not trying to be engaged in sex with you until we kind of detox the
Cleanse,
situation.
yeah,
Because
right.
energetically, I don't want you dumping on me, and energetically, I don't want to dump on you. But that has nothing to do with if you had 800 partners before me. What I'm trying to do is deal with what's the right now.
Right.
What's the right now situation?
Look at your face.
You see what I'm saying?
Ego.
Yeah, because
saying,
there's obviously something, whether I'm aware of it or not, in our conversation and getting to know each other, I'm sure there would be something I'm bringing to the table that I could easily be dismissed for.
For sure.
Exactly.
Right? And so, and I like to meet people where they are right now, because we're all evolving constantly.
Exactly.
We're all shifting and changing constantly. And all I can do is listen to where you are now and decide whether or not I want to be a part of
on
that.
camera? I know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of at the end of it now. But all I can do is decide, which is, I get what you're kind of saying, is if a woman tells me that, and some other information, all I can do is decide, hey, am I willing to be a part of her journey right now?
Right. What's your
Yes.
standards?
That's it.
Right. What's
That's
your
why I said
standard?
it's personal.
But
like,
it's not
your
solely
personal
based
thing.
on who she slept with. It could just be, I don't feel like maturity wise you're in the place that I need you to be in order for me to have that type of relationship with you.
Exactly.
But it's not like, oh my God, you slept with 800. I
And
don't
then
know.
that's
I
it.
don't
It's
know.
some-
marker.
And that's the
Yeah.
marker
Right.
that's summing you up to
I don't
that.
know what life experiences you were moving through.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's so much information that I'm not privy to, right?
Yeah.
In order to just make a rush decision about that. And so that's, again,
It's complicated.
guys don't realize, you slept with all these people. And I get where you're coming from, because we all get to decide. But guys are like, oh, you slept with all these people. But I'm like, dudes are the one that's dumping into women. Like, you're leaving that stuff and then going on to the next person
one.
and dumping into her and so you're pissed about the fact she slept with all these people, but you're the one doing all the dumping.
Yeah.
You're leaving energy inside of her. Whether it's negative, most of the time it's negative, let's be real.
Right.
You're leaving all these negative things into her, and then when somebody else comes along, it's like, whoa. So I don't think that's necessarily
Yeah, I mean, and it also,
fair.
I feel like it also
I
shows
don't think it's fair.
it shows the power of a man too. Like, in a sense, if you do meet a woman and she's had that past, are you able to hold your strength, and like not even that, just the ability to be able to like work with her? It shows like how you able to like to really evolve her and like bring her out, in a sense. Like, it really just shows
And I
that.
mean, he's absolutely right in the sense that we get to choose what our
Right.
what's important to us, what standards and what matters to us. And someone sleeping with a certain amount of people, yes, that could be like, I don't know, but not because it's the amount, but because I need to know you're able to meet me at a certain maturity level when it comes to us. Have you worked and processed through whatever that is, right?
Right.
And it's okay for a woman just to want to do it for pleasure. She ain't got to be just sleeping with folks because it wants to lead to something, which goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
You're entitled to navigate and journey through life in the ways that lead to your highest elevation. However much time that takes,
Right.
whatever has to be done to get there,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. But I'm just not going to judge her off the rip because, you slept with,
300 man.
Yeah.
And that's
It is.
why-
It's a lot, but I mean, it's life. Everybody's journey is different,
Yeah.
I guess it's personal, right?
It is. I've been told you it was personal. Your own personal thing.
All right, y'all.
Thank y'all so much. Really appreciate
for real.
y'all.
Thank you. Different guests. We could probably even add the same guests. We're exchanging information now.
Yeah.
It's a good topic, though. It's a good topic.
We gonna get deep into this. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. DKTV.